Today we're going to be taking a look at how to solve a Rubik's Cube. So make sure that you grab one, mix it up, and let's get started. So when it comes to solving the cube, there's a few things to note first. Firstly, this is going to be a three-part video series. We're going to be covering how to solve this cube one layer at a time, which would lead to believe that you don't solve it face by face. You solve it layer by layer. What we're going to be doing is, firstly, I need you to understand that the center pieces are always going to be stationary, meaning that you can scramble this cube up however much you want, but the center piece is always going to stay put. Now, when you do this, it's also important to note that each face is going to always be opposite from a specific color. So yellow is always going to be opposite white. Green is always going to be opposite blue, and the same is going to be true for red being always opposite orange. We're going to first start by solving what is called the cross. The cross is when you take the center piece of one color, we're going to be using white, and you solve these edge pieces right here. Now, in order to do this properly, what you're going to do is you're going to look for an edge piece. So I see a white edge right here, and this is going to correspond with green. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that the white and the green line up with their corresponding center pieces. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the white, and it's already here. So I'm just going to bring this up like that. And now I need to put this with the green centerpiece over here. So I'm going to take this, the whites are lined up with one another. So I'm going to take the green and I'm just going to swing it over. And now I have this part of the cross solved. It is also important to note that if you cannot solve the cross, you will not be able to solve the cube. So solving the cross and learning the cross is the most important first step. Next, I can see right here, there is an orange piece, there's an orange edge piece, so I need to get this over with the orange. Now the orange side is going to be right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take the orange piece, I'm going to swing it upwards. That is going to kick out the green centerpiece from what we did earlier, but that's okay, because all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this over like so, and then I'm going to just bring this back down. So we've repositioned the orange edge to be where it should be, well, at least lined up with the orange. And now we still retain the green and the white lined up together. So we're going to take this right here and we're just going to swing it down. And now we have these two white edges appropriately lined up with their corresponding center pieces. So let's look for another one. And it looks like we already have the red and the blue done for us. So that's some good news. So all we have to do is just swing this down. Blue is now lined up and the red is now lined up, just like that. So we're pretty good, ready to go. Now you're gonna see that some of the corners have already permutated themselves, but they're not the appropriate corners. Now, this is where we're gonna get a little bit more technical, and this is where we're going to need to learn sides and turning methods. So anytime you're going to see a letter, and I'm going to put this up in the video so you can see this. Anytime you see a letter and it's just a letter by itself, that means you're going to take that side, so R indicating right face, L indicating left face, U for upper, D for down, B for back, F for front. That means you rotate clockwise. So if you see just a regular letter, no asterisk, that means you turn clockwise. If you see a letter and an asterisk, that is going to indicate a prime. That means you're going to move counterclockwise once. So if I said that I had, if I'm holding the cube like this, and I saw something that said F2, that means that I would take the front face and I would move it clockwise twice. If I saw something said F prime, I would move it counterclockwise once. So that's important to note. So what we're going to do now is we need to get these corners into their appropriate places. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to ignore anything that has a yellow piece for a little while, but we're going to keep the white face down. And the white face is going to remain down for the duration of this solve. So right now we have one piece right up here, and it's looking like it's got a white piece. It also goes with the orange and the green. So we're going to find the orange and the green centers, which are right here. We're going to swing this over, so that way now we have this lined up with its appropriate slot. And now what we're going to do is we're going to have this face be our front face right over here. So we are going to go F prime, U prime, F. That is going to permutate this corner appropriately into its slot. So now everybody is happy right here. Now you're going to see that actually kicked out another corner for us to use. That's going to be the red, white, and blue corner piece. The red and blue happens to be over here, so we're going to swing that over. Now this is going to be probably the easiest corner to permutate. So we're going to take the white piece. The white is going to be facing the right side, so that's what we want. So we're going to have this, and we're going to go R, U, R prime. And now this is already This is slotted. This is now 100% solved for us. That's what we want. Next, that kicked out the orange and the blue piece, and that's also, and it's actually right where we need it to be too, so that's really good. So just like before, we're going to go F prime, U prime, F. And now we have this solved. All that's left is the green and red corner. It's right here, so we're going to swing that over to where it needs to be, and we're going to solve it. Now I'm going to do this really quickly because I want you to see what this is going to look like, just in case you come into one of these situations where the white is on the top. In that case, what you're going to do is you're going to take the right side, or the right face, you're going to go R, U2, R prime, U prime. And then you've repositioned it so that way this is in the right side. So now you can go R, U, R prime. That is going to solve the entire white face, but more importantly, it's going to solve the entire first layer. So you have completed the first layer of the cube, and now we're ready to move on to the second. Congratulations, I'll see you guys in the next video, and there we're going to learn how to permutate the edges.